It's time to lead the way. Let us show you how to reach your fitness goals once and for all. We aren't going to just show you the way. We are going to lead the way.
What's going on, everybody? Coach Sal here with the Lead the Way Fitness Podcast. And today, a good friend of mine is meeting with me. Her name is Rose Rodriguez. Rose, say hi to everybody.
Hi, everyone.
So, Rose, let's get into it. First, thank you for joining me for the podcast. It's always a pleasure. Rose and I, we train together 2 days a week. She's part of one of my semi-private training groups. Definitely one of the strongest people there. She works hard. She pushes hard. Rose does not hesitate to bring the energy, let me tell you. So it's been a pleasure. Let's keep doing it, Rose.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I love it.
Awesome. So tell me a little bit about yourself. Where are you from? Where did you grow up?
I was born in Texas, El Paso, Texas. Grew up in New Mexico and moved out here in California about 36 years ago. So I was very, very young. And right after high school, I graduated when I was 17. So I was pretty young when I moved out here. I was married. I was a young wife, and started a family early on. So, and I have 4 kids, 3 boys and 1 girl.
Nice.
But growing up in New Mexico was very different than growing up here, that's for sure.
Why is that?
I lived in a very small town. And so all there really was to do there in the summer was play sports. Like I love softball. That was my game, my favorite sport to play.
Yes.
So I was a shortstop, first base, infield, pretty much all infield, but shortstop was
I'm not gonna lie. I figured there's some athleticism in you. I just watched you train and watch you work out. I was like, oh, she played sports growing up. I can tell.
Yeah, I did. That was my thing. Yeah.
Are you an only child? Do you have a bunch of siblings or?
I have, there's 5 of us, 3 sisters, 1 brother. My brother passed away a few years ago. He had cancer, but he was young. He was younger than me when he passed.
My condolences.
Thank you. Yeah, but there's 5 of us.
Okay. Are they all now here in California?
No, one's in Colorado and one's in Tennessee and one's here.
Okay. All over the place. That's awesome.
All over the place. Yeah.
So being active in sports, growing up, what was nutrition like? Like what did your parents do in terms of feeding you guys 3 times or however many times?
Yeah. It was a lot of us. We ate, right? we ate I think pretty healthy if you consider like a lot of beans. My mom was a homemaker. She made home tortillas and everything was home cooked. So we ate pretty good. I can't say that it was the healthiest, food, but it was good food. I mean, the beans are always good for you, but
why would you think it is or it isn't? Or like you see a little hesitate. Why would it not?
Well, rice.
Like if people cook from home all the time, and that's some good whole food. So you said rice?
Yeah, rice is a little, not, too much of it is not good for you, of course. She would make soups that was really good for you. The refried beans, though, she stopped making them a long time ago because she realized it was not good for you because refried beans are made with lard. I mean, they taste delicious.
I remember,
yeah,
you can still make them without lard, though. You really
you can, but they taste better with lard for sure.
Everything tastes better with lard, Rose.
I know. Yeah, but I think our eating was pretty healthy, especially because we were young and we played sports. So, well, I did. My brother and
awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. After growing up and you played softball and sports, you said you were a young wife. What age did you just go from being athletic to doing nothing, raising kids basically, or, what brought you back to working out? Was there a gap or did you just consistently do that?
There was a gap because I was raising my kids and I was married at the time, and then I became a single mom. So while my kids were in school, I started running, a stress releaser for me. I was here by myself. So it was really, really stressful. I didn't have an education past high school. So in order to keep the stress level down, with all that was going on, I started running, and I would run every single day while my kids were in school and I was going to school. So that's when I got back to working out, back then it was just the running.
So it'd be safe to say that it wasn't for any weight loss goals or anything like that. It was just basically to get some of that negative energy out, that stress.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, exactly.
Right. How long did you do that? And did it progress? Did you stop? I'm sure having 4 kids, going to school yourself, and then getting a career started, I'm sure that took a lot of precedence in your life. So were you
Yeah.
able to consistently keep working out? When did like calisthenics or weight training start getting involved?
I did continue running while my kids were practicing their sports because they were always in sports. I was working out while they were practicing. So I continued that, and it was at least 5 miles every day. That's what I continued. And my kids all played sports. To this day, they're involved also in kind of like, well, MMA gyms. Really, that's what.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, my son, he works out as well. So I think it's been instilled in them to do that because they saw me doing it, and their dad too.
Yeah.
But they, I like to take the credit. No, no, I was always busy with them. Yeah.
I'm sure. I mean, if you kept it up consistently, you're absolutely right. I'm sure they're watching you. Kids watch everything. They learn more from what they see than from what somebody's telling them.
Right.
And so, congratulations, good job. That's a great example because now they're doing the same thing. And I'm sure their kids are going to see what they're doing and even what their grandma's doing as well. So that's, you're continuing that cycle. Awesome. That's what I love.
Yeah. And actually two of my grandsons go with my daughter to go train at an MMA gym in Pasadena.
That's
so they're doing that too. And I did do MMA after I stopped running because I got hurt. And after I stopped running, I did join a gym. And this was also for a stress releaser. My kids were going through a lot, especially one of them who was, she got into drugs and it was a very, very difficult time. Right now, she's okay, thank God. But
yeah.
So I started going to the gym 3 hours a day, just to. But that was really, again, the stress releaser, and it was an MMA gym. I did toning and strengthening and kickboxing, all of that, that's why some of the moves that you guys did at the training at the self-defense class, I'm like, I don't remember these, So yeah, it definitely working out has always been, and I played on a co-ed team as well, softball, slow pitch. Yeah, no, it wasn't fast pitch. So, to me, working out has always been an out, strength within me and, physically. So I can never stop.
I love that. I think it's super important for people to hear that specifically, that it brought strength within you, not just physically, right? But that inner spirit, that inner confidence, that inner will to keep fighting, especially when life throws all those challenges at you, which life always does. That never stops. But how you're able to approach those challenges makes all the difference in the world. And I always tell people, what you practice on the mat is what you practice in life. So how you train in life, how you train on a gym floor when you're struggling, but you still push, or when you're gasping for a little air, but you find that little bit in you and you keep going, or you just take a quick second and reset and just start going again. But those workout habits are definitely life habits as well, because life, like we said, it always throws challenges at you. And how you handle them is the biggest difference. You live in Highland Park, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Right. And so Highland Park from Monrovia, that's easily a 20-minute drive, I would say, right? So what brought you all the way to come out to train with us?
Well, I saw I forget how I did it, but I was looking for a gym, an MMA type of gym or something that would do circuit training.
Yeah.
And I ran into your gym on the website, I think it was, and I'm like, I'm gonna try it out. I didn't know anybody there, so I stopped by and tried it. I had tried out another one in Rosemead, and I don't really like it. I didn't get the feel. You kind of feel the people and see how they are. So the first person that I met was Alex back then when he was in Monrovia. So I go, I'm gonna try it, and I liked it right away. And and it was 30 minutes, and I'm like, okay, that's pretty much all I have right now anyway. So I went from 1 hour to 30 minutes, which now it's 45, which I love. It works for me. So I tried it and I really, really liked it. And I'm like, okay, this is gonna be my new gym, because the other one that I was going to had closed.
Mm.
So, I couldn't be without one. So like without a gym.
And so, I mean, thank you for that. And we impressed you so much, and you felt so at home and at peace and ready to rock and roll there, that because you come in the mornings or even in the evenings, so you're facing traffic at some point.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
now in the mornings, you don't face traffic, but on the way back, when you're rushing to get back to work, you're
Right.
facing
Yeah.
traffic, right? And
Right.
prior,
Right.
I remember you used to come a lot in the evening, but then that means you're coming with traffic. So
Right.
that makes that trip even longer. So I mean,
Yeah, it's worth the drive. Definitely worth the drive. It's hard to make it in the evenings right now because I have my dad that I see, and then I help my daughter. She's going to nursing school, and her schedule's always changing. So it's hard to make it in the evenings, but I definitely try and make my morning classes. Even though I miss some, I try to make them up, but it's not as easy.
let me just shout you out here, Rose. I know that, listen, I think that's the only reason I know that you would actually miss working out. It's always been because of family. You either take care of your grandkids or you're helping out with your father, spending some time with him. So I know he's in a challenging situation right now as well. If there's a reason to miss, that's one of them. But even with that, you still figure out ways to make it. You still figure out ways to take advantage of the opportunities you get with working out. So I applaud you for that. You're doing awesome. Don't beat yourself up. Just keep working hard, keep training. You've heard me say this before. I'll say it again right now. Win that day. Don't worry about every day. You just got to find a way to win that day. And the more days you win in the week, the better off you are. You don't have to win every day. You don't have to win every choice. You don't have to, but you just got to keep winning, and stay focused there. And again, Rose is strong. She pushes hard. She works hard. I'm never afraid to challenge Rose, and she always comes out on top. So you're doing awesome. You're very welcome.
Yeah, I love the coaches there. I mean, every coach that I've trained under, they're great. They're great, and they're patient with you, and they encourage you, and they, always watching your form, which is the most important thing. So
awesome. That's the point, right? We want to make sure people continue to train. You come in, you get hurt, you do something crazy. We've defeated you now. So definitely don't want to do that. Let's switch topics a little bit. So, I've heard you say multiple times, training has been more about, for you, stress relief, mental relief, like being able to deal with certain things and release negative energy. But I know we've had multiple conversations just about weight loss goals, your physical body. So tell me, where do you feel your biggest struggle is in regards to that right now? And what are you doing to overcome those struggles?
Well, my struggle is to really write everything down, because sometimes I can't eat. Like especially when I'm working, if I don't eat before work, I get really busy at work, and then I don't eat till like much later in the day. And then that means I'm going to eat later in the evening. And so I don't eat full meals when my 3 meals and my 3 snacks. I don't do that. And I know that's where I fall short. And I one of my questions when we started I believe, what was his name? I'm so sorry. The coach's name that did a webinar one time. And one of my questions back then was, my age, I'm 54 years old. And I'm not embarrassed to say that. I'm 54 years old, and, going through menopause and all of that, all those things, it kind of makes it so difficult because your emotions are up and down, and your weight is so hard to lose weight. And I asked the question, does your metabolism slow down? Is it true that you can lose weight when you get older? And the coach reassured me, no, that's just a myth. It's not true. So one of the things that I struggle with is I've toned up, even though, I mean, I've done, I think you've done a great job. The coaches have done a great job in keeping us, getting toned, and losing the weight has been a little bit more difficult for me. They say muscle weighs more than fat, but I want the numbers down. My clothes fit me better, but still the weight loss and the writing everything down and the eating. Yeah.
So in essence, I mean, just let me regurgitate a bunch of that stuff back so that we're all on the same page. And then I definitely want to bring up 2 things that you said there. Your biggest challenge has just been being able to eat consistently and eat the right balance, the right amount, right?
Mhm.
That's basically what you're saying. And so being able to write it down keeps you focused on things. So it just seems like you're losing that, like life starts to run your day versus you running your day, and you get busy with work or like you said, grandkids, or all the different responsibilities that you have throughout your day. I think that, that's one of the biggest things that people don't realize. And a lot of it is because of what many health and fitness experts have taught in the past, and even some continue to teach. It's just crazy. And I think for me, it's just more for profit on their end, because what they are teaching is eating a very low amount of calories, 1,100, 1,200, even 1,000. Some people are even preaching under 1,000 or five. I've heard as low as 500 calories a day, which freaks me out. And that does it gets you some weight loss. It does. But at a certain point, your body freaks out, and then it resets what its standard is for an efficient calorie rate in the body, and then it'll drop it because of such a lack of calories coming in for such a long period of time. And then you can't lose weight anymore. You can't lose any weight because it's a reset. But what people don't get is that you've built that habit, and because the reward center, the monkey loves the snack. Now you've lost this weight, and you saw how you lost the weight. So now you want to keep doing what's going to make you lose what got you the wins the first time. But the thing is, you've already reset, and that's impossible. So it's this cycle of people continuing to eat low, and then they get used to it because your body does have those receptors where it stops sensing hunger. And especially if you're moving around like you do in your day, it's challenging, right?
Right. Yeah.
So what do you think, what has helped you, like, well, you said writing it down, but what else has helped you to start changing that currently for you?
Well, I started buying the prepared meals from you guys.
Awesome.
Yeah, but I think I overbought the first couple of times. Yeah, because especially one of the times that I bought it, I didn't go to the gym the following week because I wasn't feeling well. So my food went bad. So I'm like, shucks, I can't be doing that. I have to buy less. And so this time that I ordered this week, I bought what I knew I was going to eat, which does help me throughout the week. So I don't have to worry, like, for breakfast, okay, my breakfast is going to be ready. I just warm it up and it's done. That's actually, I think that's going to help me a lot to stay on top of my eating.
Awesome.
And the protein shakes that you told me, just put fruit in it, and it'll be a meal. I go, okay, that's easy for me to do, because to actually make breakfast for myself and cut things up and all that, it takes time, and sometimes I don't have the time because of work or whatever is going on in the morning. So I think the meal prepping is definitely, buying the meal preps already.
Yeah, makes it easier, cuts out a lot of wasted time, like you said. You also said that as you get older, your metabolism slows down. So right. I definitely want to talk about that as well. Whoever was talking to you in regards to that said that that's a myth. I 100% agree, and I think science would as well. That the reality of it is, as we get older, it's not that our metabolism slows down, is that our priorities change. So the number one reason why you struggle to get meals in is time, because you have so little time, because you have work as a major responsibility in your life, and you're very, I could tell, you're career driven, you're a hard worker. So that takes a major precedence in your life. And so again, comes back to the whole cycle of now eating isn't important, work is important. And so we start to slow things down because we've dropped the natural efficient amount of calories that the body needs. We just lowered it. So you get used to it. So it's not a matter of whether your metabolism has slowed down. You have slowed it down by focusing on other things rather than your own body. And so many of us do that. I go throughout my day at times and I get very busy and I forget to eat or just say, that's not important right now, I need to take care of this. We all do it. We're adults, we have responsibilities, but the biggest win, and one of the things that I hope that throughout our time together, I could get you to that point and really teach you that you are the most important thing, not your career, not, I mean, in all sincerity, a lot of moms and dads right now are going to freak out, but not even so much as your kids, because if you're not 100%, you can't give them 100%. So you have to, in essence, take care of yourself. It's that whole, you're on an airline, you know, and the plane starts to crash. What's the first thing that they say? Put your oxygen mask on first, right? So it's the same thing. That way you can actually save somebody else. Just like you were doing, you and your, you know, you put that time into working out, and then your kids did. That's the example, right? That's the example we want to set. So to get to that point, no, that coach is right. Your metabolism doesn't slow down. We just shift focus, and then by choices, we slow it down. But we can always put it back.
Yeah, I never knew that. I never knew the way you put it. I never knew that we are responsible in how fast our metabolism is. I didn't realize that I unintentionally am slowing my metabolism down.
And there are genetics that come into that play. Like for some people, they just have a natural, you know, super fast metabolism, but it's still, that gauge could change by choices that we make in our life. So this is why we do the podcast, Rose. This is why we do the podcast.
This is great. Yeah. Well, I appreciate that. That's something new that I mean, I knew metabolism didn't slow down, but I didn't realize we are responsible for that. And we slow it down by not eating what we're supposed to. Okay, Rose, so that's going to push me to try and eat, you know, better.
Let's go. Yeah. That's 1% better every day. Just one little thing that we could change every day. We're 365% better at the end of the year, right? If you look at it that way. So 1% better. Okay, so a couple more things, Rose. What would you, I mean, you've been in some way, you've been active almost your whole life. Being active is something that's been a positive influence for you, a way to create release, a way to keep your body healthy. You know, you have your own personal struggles. Like you said, nutrition has always been a struggle. Putting yourself first has been a struggle, prioritizing and things of that nature. But I think you're doing a great job and you continue working on that. So there's a bunch of people out there who at this point in their life, they're struggling with health issues. They're struggling with health concerns. They're feeling the heaviness and the stress on their body, but they're a little lost. They don't know what to do. They don't know how to start or where to, you know, what advice would you give those people?
Sure. Well, you know, for me, I don't even have to go to the gym. Like when I can't make the gym, I feel as long as you find a way out to release that stress, because it's not just about a physical look that you're after, it's about your mental, you know, health. So for me, when I can't make the gym, I'll go walking for 4 miles, you know, and that releases a lot of my stress, just the walking, you know. And so I think if anything, if you can get out for a little while, if you can make the gym because your life is so busy, if you just spend a few 10, 20 minutes, 30 minutes by yourself walking and just meditating, I think that to me, that's been very, very helpful over the years. You know, I know that the working out has been a big part of my, you know, being sane and staying healthy in every way. And the physical part is a bonus because, you know, in order for you to be well-rounded in every way, it's, you know, you take care of your body by working it out, you know, as much as you can do, even 30 minutes, like I said, a walk. So I would just highly encourage any kind of form of exercise that you can do for a little while. It's going to go a long ways. It's a great stress releaser. Not drinking, not sleeping. It's a, you know, you have to push yourself, especially on those hard days, you know, to even go for a walk. So I just encourage exercise.
I love that. I love that you said that this is more about, or this is not just about the physical, but the mental just as much. And like you said, movement heals. It heals. It really does heal in so many different ways. So I think you even said it earlier. You said you got hurt and you just switched the way you started training versus quitting altogether. So that's awesome. It's beautiful. Rose, I really appreciate you coming on the show. I'm telling you. So
Thank you.
One more thing. What would you say is your favorite thing about Lead the Way Fitness, and why would you recommend it to anybody?
Okay, well, the coaches are funny. They're encouraging, and I look forward to going to work out. And if you can do it, do the workouts. Which ones are, what do you call them?
The semi-privates?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
semi-private sessions. They're fun, and you make friends there. I mean, I like my group. We encourage each other,
Yeah.
so it's really really nice. I encourage everyone to try the gym, and once you try it, you'll come back.
Awesome. Awesome, Rose. Thank you so much for spending some time with me. Thank you so much for sharing your story, your history, your struggles, your why, in essence. And so I appreciate you very, very much. I'll see you Monday morning, 6:15 in the morning, right? Even through traffic. I appreciate that.
Yes, I will be there.
Awesome. Guys, if you want to check out Lead the Way Fitness, and you're in Southern California, we have a location out in Rancho Cucamonga, and of course our location in Monrovia. You can just go to leadthewayfit.com or go to any one of the social media platforms we have and just type in Lead the Way Fitness. You will find us, and we are looking forward to meeting you in person. Rose, have a great weekend. Again, I appreciate you. I'll see you Monday morning. Everybody else, lead the way. We're out.